Right. Cool. If you got the game audio, that is just kind of one of the best parts. Celebrate. Oh. All right. Let's get a little bit going. Where to start? This is a good challenge for me because the best part of speaking is picking one thing and focusing on that. Inside your brain, all different connections make sense, but talking to another person, they'll understand one thing at a time. They don't have your context. There's so many parts of Baroque art intertwined in all the different media in this, so that'll be fun, but also a challenge to focus on just one piece of it at a time. First of all, I was gonna save this for later, but just frickin' celebrating that I got the setup to work. That's an achievement. And from the instructions I followed, I'm a little optimistic. That this will actually fix my long-term problem. So, I don't really play video games very often, so the last time I resumed was when I was trying to do the Hard Rain Halloween stream back in October. And things would all run, but it would crash after about a half an hour. That sucked in a game where you don't have a lot of save points. Especially, you know, from what I understand, streaming, it's more about a vibe than trying to tick any specific thing off the box, and if you have to come out of that every so often, it really spoils the whole point of it. And it looks like this solution is likely to solve that. So what was the root cause, you say? My computer system is too powerful. Like, not joking, that literally is the explanation everywhere. That I went overboard with the CPU I purchased, and a lot of the firmware is not ready for the current Unreal Engine. So, all the instructions are how to basically turn it down. But I got such a custom situation that the official tools from Intel, there you go, won't work. So it took a lot longer than I expected. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get it done tonight. Here we go. It's working. Marked it 10:20. We got it up and running, so if we can make it to 11. Without it falling apart, I think we'll be safe the whole night. Nah. Big pain, but some meaningful progress, permanent progress. All right, Mr. Baguette. Cheers. I don't know what the heck they say in France. I don't know where all that came from. Salute? Like the Italians do? I looked everywhere for some French wine. Good Lord, everything is flooded with just California trash. Closest I could find is Italian. I feel good about it. Okay. So the brilliance of the marketing that I respect a lot is the title of the game has two halves to it. There's the part that everybody laughed about when it first got heard, Clair Obscur. And then the rest is Expedition 38. And that is such a mature decision where you would love to focus on your art thing, the part that means something to you, and when we get into it, you'll see that it's a really good choice for a title. No one will remember it. No one get to see or know or care about your art with that. So they put in Expedition 33, so there's a concrete foothold that people can hold on to. And remember, I think this probably would have not had the impact. I don't think I would have heard of it if they hadn't added that.
Come on, you're not going to forget your flower here, are you?
Intro, so I imagine there's going to be a whole lot of talking. And when we get through that, I'll explain a little bit about how the title is going to explain the entire art style of this game and how that relates to the music soundtrack.
All right, let's go. I'll accompany you there. Are you ready to see her again?
Yeah. Been ready.
I set up these grapple shortcuts. Nice, huh? Don't tell your sister, though. I sort of borrowed the hooks from the Expedition Academy. Come on, Gustave, speed up a bit. Sophie will have already gamaged by the time you've arrived.
Man.
Can't believe Sophie already turned 33.
Oh, expired.
She's so much younger than you.
Thanks.
She's popular. I'm sure she already has a necklace full of flowers.
What?
You look tense.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you need. A little jewel.
This is where everything falls apart. I have watched walkthroughs and playthroughs. I'm using a goofy freaking keyboard setting, actually making this fight stuff work.
No.
I'm not optimistic.
Come on, it'll loosen you up. You can't go and see Sophie all somber and tense.
Nothing relaxes me like beating up a 16-year-old girl.
And if you win, I'll give you something you can use with your Lumina converter.
You mean the converter?
All right, you're on.
Yes!
Yeah, tell me everything. Alright. The freaking wine opener got plastic all over my hands. I'm gonna wash my hands and be back real quick. Enjoy this music. Everything. Okay, that feels so much better. Oh man, this is good stuff. I gotta relearn how to hook up my overlay so I see the chat while I'm going. There is a good chunk of stuff that best left not getting into, but like all the weird, not weird, yeah, it's weird, French words they throw in just to give a little character bit pretty nice. Okay, I gotta pay attention to learn something. The return of turn-based games. Wild. I guess I don't have to do WASD, so I'm more free to use these other keys. Okay, I'm liking the style already, starting off with French-style fencing. This is kind of like a second time through for me, since I watched somebody else play the first time. And this is allowing me to see more deeply the different ways they've woven in the concept of just Baroque art. Everything about Baroque is extreme contrasts. The most obvious you see is in visuals where you have the light and dark, which is what the Clair Obscur means. Clair is light, Obscur is dark. When you put them together, it literally means the art style that is contrasting. So it's another way of saying Baroque. Then we'll see how it gets into all the other senses. So oh my lord, it's gonna be a half an hour just reading. I didn't come here to read, I came here to talk. Sure. I like what they're doing with the reactive stuff. People can complain one way or another about QuickTime, but I remember the original Assassin's Creed where all your fighting was just timing the exact hits was really just tangible. Got sparks.
For those who come after.
Yeah, take that. So you're already getting to the tips of the tipping of the cards. That Gustave's whole thing is relentless persistence. That it doesn't matter his victory. He just wants to at least have the significance of paving the path for the next people to come next year, which is that's a compelling motivation to get beyond.
You won. Now, don't you feel better? I see your smile. All right, now, let's go find Sophie. I saw her near the red and white tree.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Hang on. Alright, getting close to having a setup to have the phone as a second screen for the chat. When you just buy every camera gear that exists, usually have something that you need that's hanging around.
Oh, the plaza is lively. Why people like to celebrate the gommage is still a mystery to me, but oh well. The red and white tree. I've always found it beautiful. I don't really understand. You and Sophie broke up so long ago. But clearly you never got over her. Why'd you wait until today to say something? It's a bit late, isn't it? Sophie's down there.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Alright, so look at the art style a little bit. And look at what I put together here. All of the really exciting parts, at least what I care about, is the light and the dark. For a while, I actually was planning to become a lighting engineer for stages. That the feeling you get with the right palette of shadows, it's really compelling. There's so many emotions you can make. You'll see in high quality videos, everything will be bright because it's warm, positive tone, but there'll still be that light and dark shadows going. This is an extreme version. I naturally gravitate to this, and this is the Baroque style. It's just a big part of who I am. My first degree was Baroque classical music performance. We would talk about that in the music form, and to teach us more, they would tell us what the visual artists were learning and doing at the time, how they would apply it. And that was eye-opening, how that would feed into your own art. That's going to be the theme we're getting into this game, because every different artist that worked on it, the story artist, the visual artist, the audio artist, and all the other type, fed off each other.
The last few days meant everything.
Still not a fan of short hair. Maybe that's why they broke up.
Can we talk?
Gustave. I love you all.
That's for your, if there's room.
There's always room.
You know,
I
I'm
missed you.
sorry that... I
You
missed
don't
you
need
too.
to... Okay,
You go.
you.
You know how I feel? I wish things had been... You know, I often think... Another path, you know, another future.
Still can't finish your sentences, can you?
Yep, that hasn't changed.
I missed that. I never faulted you for wanting to believe. You're fighting. To change things. I understand, just... in a different world, right?
We'll break the cycle, so she can't steal anyone else's future.
Stubborn people change the world. And you are the most stubborn person I know. Thank you. Walk me to the harbor?
Yes.
Okay, what they're doing here is they're starting with a very big theme, but as a small seed. Establishing right now, their contrast is she's about enjoying what they have while they have it. And he's about sacrificing what he has to try to have something more. And they're pretty on the same page. They're happy, they're friendly, but over the time of the plot, this is going to extend into the more extreme versions, and we're going to see how these ideologies become more difficult to collaborate with as they're brought to their extremes. You know, what happens with the good, the bad, the trade-offs. On one hand, the whole story is going to be about life and death, but actually this is the main theme, about enjoying what you have versus fighting against nature to try to have more. And what I think makes this a useful story, not just a fun one, is there is no answer. There's a lot of this is useful, this is not useful, and you will pick and choose what would be a good path for you in your situation and your unique personality. We're gonna live with that for a while. Oh, we'll enjoy Sophie while we got her.
Oh, hi, Sophie.
Spoiler, it's not long! Why are you wearing these flowers?
So Gustave really did come, huh?
Yeah, he did.
I knew he would.
This is not a bad wine.
Shh. He might hear us.
You're a lucky one, you know?
I know that.
But he is too.
Looks like you still have a lot of flowers left.
Well, there are less and less people to buy them. I just wish you didn't have to wear one.
Tiffany.
I should finish cleaning up here and join everyone at the harbour. See you.
See you.
Now look at the flowers. They are everywhere. It's not, the word isn't oppressive, but it's just to the max. The essential core of Baroque, the reason for it, the light and the dark, is to give this really intense feeling. Classical music started off very chill and mellow, temperate, and it gradually started fleshing out into the classical period, get a little bit more, and by the time we reached the Baroque, this is the period that we reached the biggest levels of intensity. People will be fooled into think that the Romantic period that came after was even more emotion. That was just fake. That was insincere emotion, and it's interesting to talk about when you see it, but you know, you don't feel that much. Baroque is the peak. And in another period, if it was classical, there'd be a couple flowers, one or two, and they'd have a meaning, you slowly pick up on it. But here it's just everywhere. Baroque is essentially get everything to the biggest intensity you can without it breaking and losing that connection with reality that makes you actually feel it. You even look at it, it's not just all red. We want to have a nice theme. Red's going to represent something. Here we go. No, you have red and white, so you have that contrast. Going to come back to this over and over. It's intensity through contrast. This is pretty easy to see how I tick, where I'm coming through and all the things I talk to you nonstop about. What is the essential core of all the speaking skills? Contrast. Once you see or feel something different, it hits you again. In a horror movie, if it's all scary, you get numb to it, you stop caring. You have to have that contrast between the scary part, the chill part, the funny part. Contrast, is great for your speaking skills, for your writing, for your visual, for the music. This is going to be the core of everything in this stream. Now, what I'm going to ask of you is we're going to go through this. You understand the basic premise now. Together, look at what ways you see that contrast is creating intensity. And you can look beyond more just the visuals and the sound. What other senses do you have? Look at the other ones and try to see and tell me about other ways you're seeing contrast given to create intensity in other ways. I've already dug a little bit, keep finding more and more layers I did not notice before that make it even more enjoyable. So this is kind of a little, it's a gold mining thing. This is the real video game. We're all starting out with level 1 of contrast on all these different dimensions, and we're gonna look and find and understand more deeply on each of these as we go through.
See you. See you.
Okay, she's just gonna talk to Sophie no matter who's in charge.
I can't imagine what you're going through.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I've lived 33 good years. Look around. We've had our whole lives to prepare. We're all fine. Mostly.
I'm not fine.
You will be.
Another point of the note, what is the biggest deal about video game graphics nowadays? Ray tracing, how we get light into our video games. The studio spent so much time thinking about what camera to have, spent money on the cameras, try to learn camera angles, and it all comes down to just lighting things well. It makes the biggest impact on your emotion than any other thing it could do. Okay, camera's gonna die for a while because of the heat. Learned a lot more things today, but you don't need to see me anyway. They're mining anyway. This is just nice. So many people. Draw distance. Feeling encompassed in a world. One interesting thing I heard this week is period pieces are really interesting for a different vibe, and we do those less because you can't do product placement if you're not in modern day. And fewer of our stories and movies and TV shows are actually made for entertainment. They're made as advertising or other. One last time.
Oh, Sophie,
Marie.
your flowers. I didn't know about. I thought you were younger.
Thanks a lot. Nice sunglasses, though.
And yet you didn't have children.
I'm not having this conversation with you again. Not today.
Do you care so little about the future of Lumiere? How can you be so selfish?
I am not selfish enough to bring others into our doomed world. I know we are not many to think like this now. And it destroyed my relationship with the person I loved the most.
Did Gustave want the kids?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to spend this moment with him. And you should cherish this moment with your daughter.
Sorry. See you at the harbour.
Good luck, Mary.
So already we're getting the range of contrast going on. And Sophie's actually the middle. Gustave is, I want to risk it all to try and push things forward. And this lady is focusing on, I'm just going to build up our current thing in the way we know how. Having the kids going on, everything. And Sophie's, I'm just going to enjoy now. The fun part of this and the useful part of this is as we explore all of these ideologies, none of them are going to turn out to be wrong. It's just getting the right mix. So there are some value in the way that this lady's going. There's some value in the way that Sophie's going. There's some values in the way that Gustave is going. The right mix, the way to paint with all of these different colors correctly is kind of the message that comes across. That's a lot. It's a lot more useful and a lot more fun to talk about. Take the horse. Yeah, what do you got for me?
We can use that.
We? I think it's more of a me. This really is a quite pretty game. We're almost up to 11 and it seems stable so far. If the powerful, pretty computer is now stable, get to enjoy this kind of beauty now, tonight's stress will be worth it. Some tangible streaks. Hating French things is a big part of my identity for decades, so the fact that this piece of art single-handedly is enough that I'm liking it and interested in trying to learn French things because I see something in it. That's why I bought the violin. That is a strong statement of just how bloody many good layers have been woven together in this.
Hey, you! You seem like a woman with exquisite taste. I just finished my sculpture of the legendary Esquier. This may be my life's finest work, yet not a single soul seems to care.
So question, does art need to be appreciated by others to be valuable? To you or to art itself?
How could I make it better?
Give it a giant sword.
Perhaps you could paint it. Add some color.
Paint it? Brilliant. I knew you were the right person to ask. Thank
So
you for your
good.
insight.
They almost look like sisters anyway.
You're most welcome.
I shall get to work tomorrow. I see you're wearing flowers.
Whoa, does the flowers mean something? Oh.
What's your name?
Sophie.
Sophie. As a thank you, I shall chisel your name onto the statue.
Oh, you don't have to.
But I will.
That line I like. This attitude of not explaining it, just I'm gonna do it. I like it. So I want to take a look at this. This Esquier becomes more important later on, and comparing the different versions is interesting. I literally love stories where there's so many layers to it that rewatching it gives you more, because there was too much going on to notice or process all of it the first time. And that's actually a good metaphor too. There's so much going on in life that you can't process it at all, so you can really get sucked into only seeing the bad or only seeing the good because there's just too much to see both of all of it. And yeah, there's a lot of details going on in this. We're going heavy spoilers. Esquier will be a major character that we see in Acts 2 and 3. And he'll look different than this. And then in the end, we find out all of this is a form of a reflection of a real world. And in the real world, that's what Esquier looks like. So that implies there's some part of this point in time and location that's more in touch with the real world than the rest of the game will be. Have to think about that as we go through. Let's try to make a beeline to where we're going to get to the next big music.
My gestural costume is the best.
See, I don't get this at all. It's incredibly interesting art, but how the frick do they see anything?
Hey, madame, do you think the gesturals really exist?
Just punch him. What's he going to do?
Of course they do. That's what I think too. The others laugh, but I know they're real. One day, I will meet one. Even if it means joining an expedition. I'll raise a gestural army and we'll crush the paintress. And me and my little brother will live with the gesturals and they'll be our new family.
There's a lot about finding new families in this story.
We're tired of the orphanage. If the legends are true, they really like to fight. And that's why I'm training every day by beating up my little brother.
Good practice.
That's... yeah. You would make a great gestural.
Thanks.
And that nice, beautiful signs give me the subtle hint that this is the way to go.
Why does Manon keep saying, death comes to us all?
You haven't heard that before?
No, I thought we were immortal.
No.
Oh, yeah, you are stupid. Nice glasses, though.
Unofficial expedition motto. You never heard Lucien say it either. It's one of his favorites.
I think he prefers, we're already dead, you're just catching up.
Oh, man, that line hits hard the second time around. So we're going spoilers. No one here is alive. No one here is real. Everything here is a creation for somebody to hide themselves from the pain of reality. And as we explore that theme, Gustave becomes the most important actor in that theme, which essentially is the primary theme of the entire story. So they try to focus on Maëlle a lot, but I think, honestly, Gustave remains the main character of the entire story.
Yeah, I heard that one recently.
I don't know. Kinda nice in a way. Having a deadline forces you to prioritize. It's a bit freeing as we get closer to the end.
Because the most takeaway, that call to action is... what do you do when something is just already bad? And Gustave makes the best answers.
You can really find the silver lining in everything, can't you?
No, it's just... things don't always work out the way we want. No use getting upset, you know? Use what we can, leave what we can't.
I'd say even the voice acting feels really top-notch, sincere, but with that feeling there's depth behind it. That these are words of people after a lifetime of context behind it. The guy who does the voice of Gustave, they say that he just showed up one day and did it all in a 4-hour half-day session, and that was just it. But this feels better than a lot of the acting in movies I've seen. Alright, who are these chuckleheads? The whole theme of a dwindling population is fascinating too. They don't have much time to get into it, but that's going to be more relevant to us nowadays, especially what's going to happen with AI. But all these little subtle details that we've never even imagined. Like, that stack of furniture, it's going to stay there. There's not enough people to want to come up and take it all. We have more things than we need.
Not everyone attends the living wake or goes to the harbour for the gommage. Some prefer more intimate goodbyes.
Alright, we're getting right to that. So today is a living wake. Why does Sophie has flowers and no one else does? And that's a pretty interesting idea of how different we would treat death, and by extension all loss, if we knew with no ambiguity, with complete certainty when it would happen. Kind of good at preparing for things when we just know can't be helped and moving on. It's when it's a surprise or we feel like it shouldn't have happened that we freak out.
Hi, Gustave. You're back. Oh, did you want to pick out a different flower?
No, I'm gonna need a girlfriend in about 4 hours, so hey.
No, the one you suggested earlier was perfect.
Oh, I'm glad. These garlands are our last farewell. I want them all to feel special. I have a garland saved for you too. But it's not a farewell garland. It will be a welcome home garland.
Oh man, we're so good at flirting.
Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, Ophelie.
I'm very impressed by the writing. The interview of the lady seems very obsessed with it, so it made sense it ended up this way, but you see the slow burn of the dialogue, that each line carefully chosen, probably revised a million times, of the level of tipping the hand about this being going to everyone's death. Subtle, subtle more. The change in emotion is what actually draws people's attention, not the emotion itself. So the slow journey you're going through, just walking to the harbor and seeing the way people talk about things getting more revved up.
Oh, Lumière's playing. You two would make a cute couple.
If you say so.
Or maybe something already happened, huh?
And this is a nice, easy trick where we're moving towards the harbor, but you can also expect, well, that would have taken time. So whatever location we go to, we have people talking that the event's closer. Their emotional state changes with that. Like, who's my jam? This is what I did 4 years for my first degree. Classical guitar. I want to point out that art style, there's so many specific choices. And that was one of the best lessons I got from voice acting, was if you're given a blank page of instruction, make the call and add some kind of specific choice to it, no matter what it is. Just, even the bad choice is going to be better than genericness. The hole in the guitar is not round, it's square. In the real world, that's completely messed up. later I studied engineering, and having that sharpness will cause the wood to start tearing itself apart. There's a very good reason why we all have circles and curves on our instruments. But the angularity is a big part of the art style of this culture, that you're going to see that contrast happen as well. Once we leave the city, what shapes are you seeing a lot? But what these people bring with them is these angles, and that contrast, it's another little palette to look at. The familiarity of home is whenever you're seeing angles, and the more curvy things are, that's where things are a little bit scary and weird. We can't yell at her, talk to her. Play some Gretchen in the spinning wheel. I know it's hard one, but it's somber and fast, and there's a good vibe to it.
Please.
Chroma. Now this is another thing. They just went top to bottom, making every part of the game mechanics relevant. It's our money. Why is chroma the money? Chrome is color.
This lady truly is exquisite.
Oh, I know, right?
In love?
Not quite. I am only in love with her art.
Been there.
My inspiration has been quite lacking recently. Nobody buys paintings anymore. Just because.
Your canvas seems quite empty.
Blank canvas. No tattoos. Okay, joking aside, I need some help naming my co-host. Mr. Baguette, the only true French member of this experience tonight. I feel like you should have a good name. He agrees.
I need inspiration. But you, I can see you're in love. With this fine gentleman, I suppose.
We broke up.
Don't stop the heart, babe.
That is of no consequence in matters of love.
See? Jacques is a good French name. I love that this is such a good piece of Baroque art, but I love that it's actually opening my eyes to appreciating French stuff. The names are really interesting. And there's a whole palette that I was cut off for my whole life. They do a consistent job of everybody has French names. Diversity, whatever, they'll put in some other races, but they're all gonna be French, so we get the language and the art and the music. Just, it's a fun ride to be in that world.
But it is this passion I so fiercely desire in my painting.
Oh, he's got a little paintbrush under his top hat. I didn't notice that before. That's kind of cool. Passion, fiercely desire in my art. Baroque, Baroque, Baroque.
I know. How about showing me a dance of love and sorrow? I am also the official painter of the opera. Will you help me? If you inspire me, you may become the main painting of Lumiere's opera.
So now we're already dipping our toes into living on eternally in art after your death.
Fantastic. You may start. Here, gorgeous lady, take this paintbrush and show me your wrath.
Did you want sorrow or did you want anger?
Okay, I guess.
Come on, dodge your lady's beautiful moves. Come on, dodge your lady's beautiful moves. Come on, dodge your lady's beautiful moves. That was splendid. One more time. Sublime. One last time.
This is gonna be another part I won't have enough time to get into, but the fighting is just beautiful. It should be freaking obvious, but they're turning it into a dance. They say that King Louis, I think it was the 14th, ruled his court, trying to keep people from revolt all the time. It's not the peasants, it's your most powerful lords that are the most dangerous people, but he ruled them by having them compete on art so much that they didn't have the time or the resources to start marshaling armies to come after him. And the biggest art that he hooked them with was dance. It's one of the most time-consuming arts there is. It requires more than just your time for learning the movements, but they had to have the outfits and the competition with that. And it was a lot better for his power if they were fighting over costumes instead of fighting over military conflicts. Because then when, say, you know, the Mongol horde comes in, you can go, give me all your soldiers or we'll all die, and they have all of their peasants ready to go instead of your kingdom being half dead from fighting each other. You know, they just fought with their budgets.
That was splendid. Splendid.
The point being is, the battles are gorgeous. There's this theme where you have to become familiar with the different types of creatures and enemies, because that's how you learn the timing of what to block and to dodge and block. But there is so much care in putting the movements into not just looking, oh, that was strong looking and flashy. It's this beautiful cinematic dance to it. The version I watched of a playthrough to actually see the whole story, about 8 hours long, it cut out even the boss battles. And I missed that because, yeah, man, that is clearly one of the parts of the art. So what do we got? We got visual, we got sound, now we have some form of physical, tactile in the dance.
I was so enthralled that I completed the painting in an instant.
That's a good one. We could talk about this. The different dance styles, man, you can really tell the decline of important things by the obsession right now, the popularity with Lindy, East Coast swing, and West Coast swing. The defining characteristic of those styles of dance is that the woman and man look like they have just revulsion for each other. At best, it looks like a bunch of children who are like, yay, let's play around, but it's this overwhelming thing of, oh, girls got cooties, oh, boys, gross, and you try to keep as far from each other as possible. It's really weird, but you do country dance, which is supposed to be very casual and easy and not pretentious, but there's that pose like that where it has the motions look like you're drawn to each other, and that's actually how the movements work. The pull that you do on each other allows you to use your momentum to do more animated, more active, more intense motions than you possibly could just with your own body. And that's what you see there.
It's nice to know something of us will remain in the world after today. Thank you.
It is I who should thank you. It was a moving dance.
And here we have the theme already of, could we use art to have us carry on after we're gone? All of these seeds are going to be planted and then grow, and when you get to the end, all of these themes are going to combine into one intense focal point.
I will propose it for the new opera painting we have to do this year.
I feel it wasn't that impressive, but okay.
love will always be impressive.
Deciding if it's a good or a bad way, but impressive.
Also, take this as a gesture of appreciation. I see your not boyfriend is an expeditioner.
Parents know they're gonna die. Kids know they're gonna lose their parents.
Sometimes I feel sorry for her.
Who? The paintress?
Look at her. She looks sad. Maybe she's a prisoner too, stuck in the same cycle with us. Silly her.
Only you could choose empathy at a moment like this.
It's one of the few choices I can make.
I couldn't do it.
It's okay. You don't have to.
So much in that right there. It's like the first main theme of the game going on. And that is Sophie. If we don't understand or we can't make it right, we don't have to. And that is a very quiet ideal. And the more I learn, that is a very powerful one. Again, it's not always about what's the best one, but that tends to be the missing one. If you had a painting that was missing the color green, you'd be most improved by adding that. And this is the most missing ideal, and adding that makes the biggest improvement into our lives.
Oh, hi, Sophie.
Oh, Mael. I didn't expect to see you here.
Mael.
I'm volunteering to help guide children who are losing their parents to the orphanage. Those who weren't registered for foster families.
Hi, Mael. Is your entire existence going to be about not losing parents? I think it is.
How kind of you.
I guess I can relate.
Take care during the expedition. Gustave told me a lot of wonderful things about you.
How have you not met? That is just weird.
About you two. I always told him you two should never have broken up.
Look at these orphans. That's where we disagreed.
All right, same. One coin, two sides. Wanting to create children to have the most in the world versus wanting to not create them to minimize the suffering in the world. Neither of those really can sound wrong, but vastly different, and you have to choose one or the other. You can't really be halfway on having kids or not having kids.
But I have hope that you and Gustave will change things, so no one has to go through this impossible choice again.
And the awareness that one ideal isn't enough. As much as she cares about hers, she knows that the people with the other ideals are necessary for other things to happen.
Yeah. Let's hope we will.
Yay, redheads.
See you.
In the next life.
Last thing I made videos about was Severance, and the end, the whole thing becomes a decision, a conflict between brunette girl and redhead girl. You know how I feel about this one. Okay, let's chase the flashing lights. So what is this? Chemistry? Magic? Give me some backstory on this one. Alright, no answers. It's gonna be wild when we just have rudimentary AI wired into games where you could have infinite conversations with any character. And this is why we got the baguette. Okay, I feel like for this we should restore the camera. Fucking mine. See if any magic happens. No, we have to trigger it.